Should you play online or offline? You might be a new player or thinking about playing Diablo 2. I'm here to try to answer that question for you guys. And there's pros and cons to playing online and single player. I'm gonna say this from the beginning of this video, right off the bat. I will always recommend playing online. And the reason why you should play online is, one, I think this was the way the game was designed. This was the way the developers wanted people to play the game. And the reason why is because of trading. I think trading is a huge pillar of the game still today. It was back in the day, and it still is, you know, in today's, where Diablo 2 is today. Obviously, it's fun to play with other people. It's fun to farm endgame, Chaos Sanctuary, bale running, cow running. That's really all I do when I'm kind of farming with other players and leveling up and stuff like that. When it comes to trading, like, don't underestimate the power of trading. And the reason why I say this is because I've put almost 600 hours into the PlayStation 5 Diablo 2 experience alone. And I've never found, for example, Stone of Jordans. I've had to trade other items such as high runes to get those Stone of Jordans or other items, right? So I think, and there's an argument to be made here probably, but I think the by design, the developers made the game really hard to find certain types of items in order to encourage trading. Trading is just a really cool facet of the game, and you don't really see that a lot in games, at least the way, you know, it's kind of implemented here. And certain items like high runes are kind of the currency, and you can, you know, trade things back and forth. A lot of things have, you know, kind of a price to them, and a lot of people just trade really with mid-tier to high tier runes for items that they need. So the reason why I say you should play online, even if you decide to play, let's say, the majority of the game single player by yourself, right? Which you can still do. If you play online, you can still play alone. But the reason why I say you should play online is that you don't want to gate yourself from the possibility of playing with other people in the future or trading with other people. Because if you create a single player character, he is account bound to single player only. That character will never be able to play with anybody. You're never going to be able to trade. Now, there are pros and cons to playing single player. This is kind of, I'm not sure if this is a pro or a con, but in single player, maps are static. They are not procedurally generated like they are online. This is a good and bad thing in my opinion, because I honestly like the procedurally generated maps. It keeps it fresh. It's also a good thing if you're trying to target farm. For example, if you want to hit Mephisto, you know, over and over and over again, you're going to know exactly when you go to, you know, Act 3, hit that waypoint, you're going to know exactly where he's at. That way your farming is going to be more efficient and you're going to save a lot more time. One thing that single player also has is, since you're only playing by yourself and you can never play with other people, you can choose to change the number of party in the game to kind of mimic, like there's more people in your game in the options. And the reason why you want to do this, or you want the option to do this in single player, is the more people that are in the game, the more experience that you get, and I believe the higher chance of high runes dropping. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm pretty sure. I didn't check that before I made this video, but I'm pretty sure the chances of high runes dropping is gonna be higher, and you're gonna gain more experience the more people are in the game. But the enemies are also gonna be harder. So you don't have that option in multiplayer. In multiplayer, you just join games, and however many people are in the game, that's, you know, what it's set to, right? Like if there's 8 people in the game, then those are all real 8 players, right? And the difficulty's harder. The experience you're gonna gain is much higher. The possibilities of high runes are gonna drop higher. So that's pretty much, you know, the difference between single player and multiplayer. Is it's really gonna come down to you. But I honestly, in my opinion, I wouldn't gate yourself from playing online for the potential of you might might want to trade down the road and you just lock this character. And believe me when I say that trading in this game is so powerful, because I was able to deck out some of my, my end game characters because I was able to trade. Had I not traded, those characters would not have been, at the level of where they're at now. So trading is very encouraged and is very powerful. There are items that I have never found and I will never find, but I can trade my way around things. I could find that high rune, like a Burr Jaw, or like other mid to high tier runes, and I can trade to people for the items that I need. Just keep that in mind. And it's also really fun to just play with other people. I level up my sorceress all the time. I'm doing chaos sanctuaries, Bale running. The other day Bale was terrorized, so we were getting massive experience doing Bale runs while they were terrorized. So this is really going to come down to preference, but I will always recommend you play online just for that, that experience of being able to really trade. And that's really the video. That's my opinion when it comes to should you play single player or online. In Diablo 2, I'm always going to choose online. You can play the game by yourself. You don't even need to create a lobby. You can just create your own game, do your thing. You don't have to play with other people. But in that future, decision that you want to maybe trade or play with other people, you're not gated. But that's pretty much the video, man. If this video was helpful, if you liked it, hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you are, man, I appreciate you. And you guys take it easy. Peace.